Hi, everybody. How you doing? Nice to see you. Very good. All right, Oklahoma City.
DiMaggio.
We made a joke. That's an old Steve Martin joke.
Yeah,
My real name is Gern Blanston. Anyway, it's okay. How's everybody doing? Doing all right? Fantastic. It's great to see everybody here. Huh? Oh, yeah, that's right. You old people certainly do got it. Gosh darn it. You got it in spades. I don't know. You got it. They got a lot of it. Too much of it, as far as I'm concerned. But they still got it.
How you been, brother?
I've been all right, man. There's seats for us.
Yes, we
can sit down.
Yeah,
this is kind of couch you sit down on. If too hard, it makes a fart noise. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get it to fart. Nope, nothing. I was hoping it was gonna be, but nope, nothing. This is great. Pictures of this panel are gonna be awesome. I just look like a big blob on the.
These are brand new. We just got these.
No, I know.
Yeah, they're not rentals.
They got that new furniture smell.
Yeah,
that's very good. It's very nice.
Oh, absolutely. Now, how you been?
I've been okay. Just keeping busy. All is well. I got a bunch of conventions coming up, which is great. But it's nice to be here in Oklahoma City for the first time. And I'm not, just saying that. People come to town like, hey, it's great to be here. But I'm being sincere when I say it's great to be here.
Hey, it's great to be here.
Oklahoma City. No, it's for real. Like you guys are. I got here the second night of the playoffs, so it's just bonkers. You guys, I personally think you guys are going to sweep the Wolves. They're playing really well. They sweep the Wolves, and then I think the Knicks are going to come back and win in 7, and then you guys will beat the Knicks. I said you'd beat the Knicks. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
That's all right. Pacers in 4. Get out of here. Take a walk. Anyway.
Crazy. So you took the scenic route to get over here, you said.
I did. My wife and I are spending the summer on the East Coast. We just switching it up, and she flew, and I'm driving. So I drove to Oklahoma City from Los Angeles. It was a hell of a drive. Some funky smells, I'll tell you that much. Rolling through Amarillo. Wow, I didn't know cow shit could be that bad. I was driving and I was approaching it, and I was like, what is that, smoke? What is that? It was because of all the dirt that they trample up. It was like this, it was insane. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, exactly. So, it's heavy duty. But heavy duty, exactly. A lot of big old heavy cow duties is what it was. But it was an interesting drive. Yes, it was an interesting drive.
It's cool. One thing I've never had a chance to really talk to you in depth on is I always mention this in your intro. Better Call Saul.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a great fun character for that gag. That they kept doing.
It was really a lot of fun. But the cool thing, they shot that show in Albuquerque. So like I auditioned in Los Angeles. I think I had something put on tape or something like that, and it got through, and they liked it, and then I got the gig, and it was like, wow, I can't believe it. This is fantastic. And the cool thing is that Bob Odenkirk's brother Bill. Bill used to be a writer on Mr. Show, the Bob Odenkirk's comedy show with David Cross, and Bill was a comedy writer. Wrote for SNL. He's written for a whole bunch of stuff, but he wrote for Futurama for many, many, many seasons. In fact, I think from the beginning he was a staff writer, but he's written a bunch of episodes. So when I got there, it was nice. You show up on set. And Bob is there, and he's really cool. He sends a welcoming packet out to everybody, hey, welcome to Albuquerque. This is a great city. Here's some great things you can do. We're really happy to have you here. It was really, really classy. And so I said, I got introduced to Bob because we're going to shoot the scene, and it's like, how you doing, man? And it's great to be here. And I said, by the way, I work with your brother Bill, on Futurama, and he goes, oh, that's great. He was like, what do you do on Futurama? I was like, I'm Bender, I'm the robot. He goes, oh man, oh that's great, oh that's great. Well, we're really happy to have you here. Well, I was playing like this foreman, this construction foreman, you know, and I had all these construction workers that are supposed to be listening to me. I'm the boss. You know, they're all these big bad dudes. You know, big bad, scary looking guys. As soon as they heard I was Bender, they all turned into 12-year-old boys. Like, oh man, dude, are you Bender? Oh man! It was so funny. It was unbelievable. I had all these people in the crew, and it blew my mind because we don't hear clapping inside the booth when we're doing it. So I don't know who likes it, who doesn't like it, who's familiar with it, who's not familiar with it. So when, you get a whole bunch of people that are kind of freaking out, like, dude, can I get a selfie with you, man? Wearing hard hats and stuff, goofy. But yeah, it was a trip. It was a really good time, and yeah.
Well, that was also back to Futurama, but it's the fact that not many shows get brought back, let alone brought back twice.
Nah, it's like at this point it's zombie Futurama. We've brought it back so many times. Just shambling mound of just comedy, It's what just like South Park? Sure, yeah, I guess, yeah. Well,
South Park's like a Highlander immortal. It's never died. It just keeps going and going and going.
True.
They've risen from the dead.
Yeah, we've come back. We've come back. But what's interesting is that in that space that we were not doing Futurama, we were doing Disenchantment, which was great, which was really kind of like getting the band back together,
Yeah.
So. But yeah, it's Futurama's something else. We have some more coming out, so keep your eye out for that. So that's very cool. Yeah.
Woo! And of course, I will always wish for some type of a revival of Brave and the Bold.
Oh wow, that'd be fun. I loved doing Aquaman on that show because I get to sing show tune kind of songs, and it was just so funny, and he's just so broad.
Yeah.
Outrageous, yes, old chum. He's that sort of, yes, I'm the king of Atlantis. It's so broad and so big. But that's a really fun show. And I also love working with Diedrich Bader, who's just so funny and so wonderful and such a good Batman. I do an impression of Diedrich. I've done it to his face. He got really nervous. Like, we were at a recording of Batman Brave and the Bold, and I started doing him. I started doing his Batman. And he was like, dude, man, stop, man. Don't do that. Like, he was all worried about his job. I'm like, dude, first of all, we have the same agent. I don't think our own agency is going to get me to steal your job. But that's also where there's a line in Adventure Time where Jake the dog says, your constant harassment of the female gender makes me sick. And it's me doing Diedrich Bader. And he found out about it, and he was just like, Johnny, man, I love you. It was beautiful, but yeah, so.
And I know you've said before that you want to play the Bat himself.
I'd love to play Batman. That'd be great.
So we need to figure out a way to
call
make that
your
happen.
congressman.
Yes.
It'd be great if I, But with my luck, I'd probably play the Batman that gets killed and be like, shit, man. No more of this gig. Unless it's zombie Batman, then it's a whole other thing. There you go. He's got the job,
Right,
that guy.
yeah.
That's a wrap.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, boss, it's always a pleasure. And again, on behalf of
nice to
myself
see you.
and this audience, as always, I thank you. I thank you for your talents and your professionalism and all these performances you've done over the years, man. You brought so much entertainment to so many different fandoms, man, and it's just been wonderful. Thank you.
I appreciate that. Sorry I goaded you all on like that. Sorry, that was awful. That wasn't nice.
No problem. All right. Okay, we'll do a lineup over here. So who wants to go first?
Hey, and if you're going over there, just take it easy. You don't have to push and shove. We could, we just have to charge money for it. We'll get a,
Hey,
battle
what's your
to
name?
the death.
My name is Justice, and
Hey, Justice.
Hey, how's it going?
All right.
Yes. I was just curious if you had any cool Matt Groening stories.
Matt Groening stories. I have a fun Matt Groening story that has to do with Adventure Time. When Pendleton Ward was a kid, he was about 10 years old, his mom took him to Matt Groening's house in Venice, California, and like cold knocked on the door, and Matt opened the door, and here's this woman with this little kid, this little round kid named Pendleton, and she said, "Hi, this is my son, Pendleton Ward, and he wants to be a cartoonist and an animator and an artist, and I was wondering if you had any advice for him." Walks up to Matt Groening's door and asks this guy, just totally out of the blue, and he goes, "Okay," and he gives him some advice, and she says, "Thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate it. Thank you." Pendleton say, "Thank you." "Thank you." And they walk away. And cut to later, Adventure Time comes out, and it's Pendleton. And Matt remembers. And he's like, "Oh my God, this kid turned into this. Unbelievable." So the year that we introduced, I think it was the year that we introduced Adventure Time at San Diego Comic-Con, and the pilot had been circling around on the internet before the show even got picked up by Cartoon Network, so people knew what it was. And so I had Matt come and introduce the panel without anybody knowing, because I told him about it, and that's and he came and he introduced the panel and introduced the show and told the story about Pendleton, and then got to introduce the show at San Diego Comic-Con, which was really, really cool. Yeah.
Awesome. Good one to start off with.
So there's a Matt Groening story for you.
Hi, what's your name?
Bree. I was just wondering, what was one of your favorite lines that you got to say as Jake the dog?
Well, my favorite lines to say is Jake the dog. I think just because it's such universally sound advice. Dude, sucking at something is the first step at being sort of good at something. And I really believe that it's really sound advice, because when you first try something, you're not going to be good at it. You're going to suck at it. But you got to keep on going and figure it out. And it's all right. It's all right to be awful at something, because then you can be mediocre at it. Yay!
Do you have a favorite?
No.
All right.
Nice job, Bree. Way to go. Yeah, you closed that down. You were like, no. I'm not topping that. No, I'm out.
Hey, what's your name?
Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
So lots of fans of Futurama, but I was wondering specifically what qualities you think make it such a comfort show. There's even like a subreddit dedicated to people that fall asleep to Futurama.
This is true. I know about this. Yeah, there's people in this room that do that as well. I think what it was when it was put on in syndication, it came on at 11, which is just the prime time for people to just turn on the television and naturally fall asleep. And so I think the programming actually had a lot to do with it. But then, you got to think of the sweet, sweet, dulcet tones of John DiMaggio, and come on, it's Betty Bye time. You want to go night night? Yeah, you want to go night night? You going night night? Yeah, no, sorry, that's weird. Sorry about that. It's really forceful. Nobody needs that. Sorry about that. That's scary. I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, no, that's it. But I could fall asleep to Zoidberg. That's definitely, go to sleep. Why aren't you sleeping? Zoidberg. It's perfect. Yeah. So yeah,
Fun
that's I
question.
think why. Yeah, it's
See,
the programming.
I'd be afraid of just, falling asleep, just going, kill all humans.
Yeah, no, nobody wants to do that.
Kill all humans.
Nobody wants to do that. They're coming to my door first, man.
Hey, what's your name?
Christian, whenever you first started voice acting and stuff, like, what advice would you give yourself then? Like, you now telling yourself then?
Take it easy. Take it easy. That's right. I just say, yeah, you don't have to. And not that I ever did, but like, don't try so hard. You don't have to try that hard. You can just let it. Sometimes it's best to let things kind of roll to you. I mean, you can go after things and be direct and all that sort of stuff, but there's sometimes it's just the energy, the give and take of the energy that's, I don't know. Just, I'm always clean, so I never go into the studio stinky. What else? Nah, that's it. No, I think I handled myself pretty well, actually. I don't think I'd give myself any advice. I just do what you're doing. Just do what you're doing. Just don't, shut up every once in a while, but do what you're doing. Yeah, shut up every once in a while. That's all. That's the best advice. Shut up.
Fair.
Especially when you're telling yourself that. Just, shut up. All right. Hi.
Hey, what's your name?
Roberto, my question is, what was some of your favorite moment or challenge in voicing Jake the dog?
Some of my favorite moments doing Jake the dog, actually, I created all the fart noises. Yeah, it's pretty funny. But anytime Jake farts, I made the fart noise. With my mouth, not like, But like there's one where he's in the pocket and he just shows, and he's in there and he just, like it's just a perfect, it's a perfect little ripper. It's just, yeah, no, it cracks me up. It's funny. We have a lot of time in between takes a lot of the time in the studio, and we do very silly things. Fred Tatasciore, you guys know who Fred Tatasciore is? Fred Tatasciore, yeah. He's also in the Gears of War game. He's Baird, and he's also the Hulk many times, and all that stuff. And he and I once did a bit in the studio where we farted the table of elements. Boron. Oxygen. Iron. Yeah, we just went through the whole. We were dying. It was the stupidest thing we'd ever done. Who farts the table of elements? Like, that's ridiculous. But sure enough, we were doing it, and we were dying.
So what's a radioactive fart?
Huh? You don't want to know about that. That's a whole other thing. That's a little more than a fart.
Hey, what's your
That's a
name?
shart, is what that is.
Jaxie. I remember reading in interviews that when you first started doing Adventure Time, you didn't really get it.
No, I didn't.
So at what point did you get Adventure Time?
When I started taking home the checks, I got it real quick. I was like, oh, okay. Whatever you guys want. I get it. No, it's funny because, like, Jesus Christ. Tom Kenny, voice of Ice King, SpongeBob SquarePants, he's unbelievable. An incredible talent. I'm happy to call him my friend. But he was saying to me, he was like, it's like it's like this generation's Yellow Submarine. And I was like, okay, I can get behind that. I kind of understand it. It doesn't have to make that much sense if the world of Ooh is such a broad, strange place. Then okay, then I kind of understand what can live in this environment, in this universe, and that kind of helped. But yeah, D. Bradley Baker told me, he was like, John, what you really need to do is go home and cry in your bag of money. And that's what I followed that advice, which is cool. So yeah. But I got it, you
Fun
know,
one,
I got
thank
it. And what's funny is at the end of the show, you know, that when we recorded the last episode of the series, you know, I left and I started crying on the way home. Like that's how it was. Just I couldn't believe how much of me was in Jake. You know, it was something, and it was just like, wow, this is heavy duty. I didn't see this was coming. But we couldn't. None of the other cast members and I could get through that last song. What time forever? I can't even bring up the title without starting to cry. It's ridiculous. But anyway, so.
Hey, what's your name?
Malachi. So I was wondering, who was your favorite character that you voice acted?
My favorite character that I voice acted? Let's see. I guess I'd have to say all of them. Picking a favorite is like, you know, saying who's your favorite kid. You really can't do it, because if everybody else hears you, they get angry. So I try and keep all the voices in my head at bay, so I don't need to mess with them. They're all my favorite. But if you put, you know, if you put a pistol to my temple, I'd have to say Bender really quick. Bender Rodriguez, please. I'd do anything, not that. But yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, good one. Hey, what's your name?
My name is Caden. And I was just going to ask, did you have any creative input or freedom on your lines in Adventure Time, or was it fully just written for you?
It was fully written for us. But there's things, you know, there's silly things that you can do. You know, what usually happens as far as, you know, any improvisation is concerned, once you've recorded what is on the paper, what's on the page, what writers have, you know, have worked very hard to put down on paper, you get that stuff done. But if you have time and you have what you need and the takes that they want for those lines, if there's time, you can say, hey, can we play with that a little bit? Can we see what we can switch some words around, or maybe he says this instead of that? Like, can we try something? And usually there's room for that. But as long as you've got what's down on paper, you know, recorded, as long as you get that, you know, done in the can, then you can do whatever you want. So yeah, there's freedom, but for the most part, it's all, you know, it's what the writers do. So.
Thank you. Good one. Hey, what's your name?
Hi, my name's Sean.
Hey.
One of my favorite documentaries is I Know That Voice.
Hey, thanks, man.
And
my documentary, I Know That Voice.
So I just wanted to know, you know, kind of what it was like working on that project and celebrating.
It's a pain in the ass.
And the amazing voice acting community.
It's a labor of love. It was a lot of fun. I got to do it with some people that, you know, I got to showcase a lot of my friends, a lot of my peers, you know, and we put it together, and it was, I think it was a really good movie. I think it was a really good documentary, you know, and yeah, we had a good time doing it, and I think it came out great. So I think it stands the test of time too. I think you can watch it today and still get a kick out of it. There's a bunch of people that were in it that are here today, so you know it's a trip. But yeah, it was a very rewarding experience. I'm still in the red, but I don't give a shit. I don't care. It was a labor of love, and you know I'm about to make back what I put in it. So as long as that happens, that's what happens. As long as you're in the black, it's all good, and it's coming, so it's fine.
Like, thank you.
Sure.
Good one. Hi, what's your name?
Zach. So he said Ben 10. I want to know who you voiced in it, and would you ever return voicing whoever you voiced?
Yeah, I did Forearms. Jesus Christ. Wow. I also did did Wrath. Let me tell you something, Ben 10. You know, there he is again. This guy's ready. Gosh, what else did I do? Humongosaur. I did that guy. Yeah, those are some early mornings. Yeah, those are a heavy-duty day. Yeah, but yeah, those three guys. I can't remember if I did somebody else. So, there's so many things that come out of that Omnitrix. I can't even remember. But yeah. What?
What?
Gray matter. I don't know, dude. Are you? What happened? Are you Googling me or something like that? What's going on? Cut it out.
Yeah, guys got
freaking
phones.
me out.
Look it up. You have any questions on that? But I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, yeah. We
Yeah,
hope,
but
we hope it
that's
gets
yeah.
better.
So
Like,
that's yeah.
Those are the
But
ones that come
it was
to
a
the
fun
mind.
show to do. And if they ask me to do it again, I'd do it again. No problem.
And that was a big one too, where they were bringing in again so many critters and things. And
Yeah, it's
it was
nuts.
almost an American Pokemon
Yeah,
as far as
yeah,
casting goes.
Exactly.
You
Watch
know?
your mouth.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Sorry. Pokemon.
Hey, what's your name?
Caleb. So, have you ever gotten sucked into a...
Yes.
Next question. No.
Wow, I really cut that guy off at a really wrong time. That's it. You ever get sucked off into it? Yes. I have. Seriously.
Sucked in. There are
Sucked. Oh well.
There are
yeah,
children
that's a
here.
whole lot of sucking going on right now. I'm not too comfortable.
There are children here.
Yes, I know. That's what I mean. Anyway, what's your question?
Caleb, please save us. What's your full question?
Have you ever gotten sucked into when oh my God.
Has he ever
Have you ever gotten
in?
drawn into? How about that? Have you ever gotten drawn into what?
So when you're voice acting, have you ever gotten drawn into the character that you thought that you were the character at that exact time?
The drugs don't work like that, man. They don't. Yeah, no. That's a late night question you're asking right there. Yeah, no, dude, no. No, seriously, no, I haven't. I haven't gotten drawn in. I haven't gotten sucked into anything like that. It's okay.
He's not a method actor.
No.
You know? It's all good.
Yeah.
Hey, what's your name?
My name is Alexander Brinkley. I'd like to talk about your character from Final Fantasy X, Waka.
Sure, Waka, yes.
About him, he plays Blitzball from the game.
Yes, the game of Blitzball. Yes, Waka plays Blitzball. He's the captain of the team. Yeah, that was a long time ago. That was one of the first, I think that's one of the first video games I ever kind of participated in, and it was that one, and it was huge, and I didn't really realize how big it was. And then, everybody comes up to me like, "What? We got no Final Fantasy stuff to sign?" I'm like, sorry about that. But yeah, it was an interesting, fun game to work on. What was your question about it, though?
About my dad plays the game for a long time when I was a little child, a long time ago, and I like watch your shows. Samurai Jack, you played the Scotsman.
Oh yeah, Scotsman. That's not a sword, lad. Now this is a sword. Yeah, runes. All right, man. Well, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, yeah. Hey, what's your name?
My name's Mike. What you got, Mike? So I cannot believe. I mean, your body of work is really impressive because it's taken
fat.
It's taken
My
this
body
long.
of work is fat. Sorry, that's stupid.
It's okay.
I'm stupid. Sorry, man. So go ahead. I'm sorry. You're paying me a compliment, and I'm like, yeah. Sorry, dude. That's wrong. So go ahead.
It's taken this long to get to a Gears of War question.
So,
okay, you're in Gears of War 3.
Yes.
I don't know that this has been something you've talked about yet, but what was the last conversation like, or not conversation, but performance or recording between your character Marcus and Dom or Carlos?
It was heavy duty. It was really it was a good one. It was, you know, and he did such a fantastic job. You know, Carlos was unbelievable in that. And you know, his portrayal of Dom Santiago is so good in that. It's so good in the first 3 games that's why, you know, I mean, that's why he and I are back in the saddle. So, but you know, it was Gears 3 is one of my favorites. I mean, it's really fantastic. I love it. But I also have a soft spot for 4, because this is the first time we see old man Marcus, and I kind of identify with that guy now more than. But I also have a gear tattoo with a tomato in it. So, my tomatoes. Inside joke. But yeah.
And if you're really interested, go to the GalaxyCon YouTube channel. A couple of years ago, we did a virtual Gears of War panel with him and his castmates just on Gears of War. And still, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, check it out. Awesome. You'll enjoy it.
Awesome.
Cheap plug. Who's got him? Hello. How's it going, little Hannah? Good. She's rapidly becoming one of our unofficial mascots of the show. So come a little forward so he can see it. So,
Hannah, what's the story? What's your question, sweetheart?
So, like, what is your favorite food, like, you ever tried?
What's my favorite food that I ever tried? That is unbelievable that you asked that question. I tell you why. Because I brought 2 things with me that I wanted to give away for the best questions. And you just picked something that I can't believe you picked. One of the best things I've ever eaten in my entire life was, it's called uni. It's sea urchin, and it looks gross. It looks, ugh. But if you make sushi out of it, it's just to die for. And sometimes people put a little caviar on it, just a little bit of that. Now, Hannah, right? Hannah, come here for a second. Come up here. This is for you. Take this. I'm going to do this. And this is an apron that I got. It's a Futurama apron. It's some swag that I got, but I want you to turn around. It says "Kill all humans" on it. Actually, it says "Grill all humans." So this is for you, sweetheart. All right? You picked a great question.
It's a good one. Tell Hannah, let's go down the stairs. It's a little safer.
Yeah,
so let's
there
go.
you go.
Yeah.
Here.
No, you hold on. Yeah, go hold on that.
Yeah, you can hold on to that.
We'll go this way.
That's a great question. Thank you very much, sweetheart. All right. Thank you.
Hannah,
Here, you come over here.
Hannah,
Come this way. We
let's
got
go
to
yeah, we'll go out.
go down that way.
Yeah.
I can't
right.
believe that.
Take a step and a step.
That's amazing.
And a step. All right. There we go. Give it up for Hannah, everybody.
Hey! Grill all humans.
Hey, what's your name?
Landon. So I was originally going to ask a question, but I changed my mind on a different one because I wanted your opinion on something.
Okay.
How do you feel that out of all the collabs in Fortnite, you're the one with the most amount of skins in the game? With Bender, now Jake, Marcus Fenix, and I forgot the 4th one, but I know there's a 4th one.
That's because I'm cool. So I'm totally cool. No, I think it's amazing. That's great. I guess, wow. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. I got to start asking for more money, kid. It's unbelievable. That's crazy. No, but that's really interesting. That's really funny. I call my agent. But no, wow. That really makes me feel good because people dig my stuff. That's nice. That's very nice. Thanks.
Cool. Thanks for letting us know. Awesome.
Awesome.
Hey, what's your name?
Dylan. Jeremy Shada, it's hard to believe, is almost my age now. So what is it like?
Yeah, he's making babies, man. That's weird.
Wow.
I remember when he was 12.
That's what I was going to ask. Like,
Now
what's
he's
it
like, oh yeah. I'm like, I don't know. No, Jeremy.
Answers my question because I was going to ask, what is it like working with someone
He
like
just
that?
had a baby.
Like,
He just had a baby. He just had a baby. It's like, oh man, I'm getting old. That's the problem. That's the whole thing. Like, you know, but it's great. Jeremy's. I've known him literally since he was 12, and now he's almost 30, and it's just a trip. He's a lovely human being. You know, I love him like an uncle. You know, he's a special person. We did that show together, and it was very special. And you know, there'll always be a place in my heart for the guy. So.
Great one. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, what's your name?
Blake. My question is, what was your experience on Adventure Time? Like with the creator, working with the creator.
Pendleton was great.
Ward,
Pendleton
and
Pendleton eventually didn't want to be the show's. He just wanted to be the show's creator, and he didn't want to run the show. And when he didn't run the show, he was so much happier creating on the show. Like he just didn't want to be like, I'm the boss. Like that's not his thing. But Pendleton is a great guy, and we had such a wonderful bunch of people in the cast, and such a bunch of great writers. It was a good show. It sucked at first. You guys already know that. I've said it before. It was really frustrating, and then when things changed, it really changed, and it really got good, and it was really special, and it started to mean something, and you know, and it means more to me now than ever. So yeah. So there you go. Adventure Time.
Great one. Thank you. Hey, what's your name?
Juliana. If you could voice any character from Futurama or Adventure Time besides someone you've already
Zoidberg.
voiced.
Why not Zoidberg? I'm not hearing a no. It's my favorite. I love Zoidberg so much. Zoidberg. Yeah, 100%. Zoidberg. And Lumpy Space Princess. Oh my glob. Yeah. That's Pendleton Ward. He does the voice of Lumpy Space Princess, but that's why Banana Guard #2 sounds like, because I'm doing my impression of Pendleton Ward. Oh, so, okay, princess, yeah. It's just me doing Pendleton. So, yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Sure.
We're just about out of time, so I'm afraid this might be our last question. So, what's your name?
Jay. Do you know what Team Fortress 2 is?
Do I know what, who, what, where, why happened?
Team Fortress 2.
Team Fortress 2? No, I do not know what that is. Is that a video game?
Yes.
I don't know that one. Bummer.
It was released in 2007.
Oh, well then that's why I don't know that one.
What is it about that's important to you?
Well, it's about a bunch, you can pick 9 classes. One of them is a spy, and one of them is super fast, and one of them is a pyromaniac.
Oh, yeah, they got the flamethrower. I've seen that dude, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, does everybody know who Soldier is? From TF2?
Yeah, no, I'm not familiar with that, my man. I'm so sorry.
We'll definitely check it out, though. Thanks for letting us know.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank you
it.
for letting us
Okay.
know, buddy. Give him a round of applause.
Yeah,
Come on, get up and.
yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So what's on the horizon that you may be allowed to share with us?
Nothing. Not seriously. There should be some new Futuramas coming out on Hulu. I think. I don't know when, but they're coming out. Yeah, you can always, the Loud House is always, a lot of fun. I play the next door neighbor. He loves lasagna. But yeah, just keeping busy.